Hello YouTube. The photo from orbit is shocking. The face of a mummy wrapped up according to the rules of the Egyptian rituals. That's what it looks like when it looks at you. The photo was published by NASA but did not provide details. It is only known that the picture was taken in February 2023 from the International Space Station, but they decided to show it to the public only now. At the same time, NASA, for some reason, did not tell who exactly of the astronauts was filming. The object is located in the desert in the mouth of an extinct supervolcano. It is huge, about a kilometer in size. Supervolcanoes raged here several hundred thousands of years ago. If you walk on the mummy, so to say, with your feet, and it's safe, you won't notice anything at all. A stone-strewn plain surrounded by low mountains. The eyes are formed by cones of volcanic slag, and the white is salt. It protrudes to the surface here. And since there is practically no rain, it lies untouched for thousands of years. Relatively recently, about 4,000 years ago, a lake was splashing at the bottom of the crater, and ancient people, they still found it. In general, Sahara was hospitable, but it turned into a desert, and scientists do not understand exactly why. Objects created by man so that you cannot see anything from the ground are not uncommon. Like shapes or figures in the desert come to mind, first of all, like in Nazca, some in Russia, and I've talked about them in Asia, but archaeologists know a few more examples all over the earth. It is believed that people signal to the heavenly deities. However, it is unclear how they, without geodetic tools, did such a delicate job. And there is not a single written evidence that, yes, we built such figures to please the heavenly gods. This is the speculation of archaeologists, by the way. The object in the Sahara is too big to be created by human hands. Geologists will tell you that this is a natural formation. Conspiracy theorists, they say something else. They say that they've been saying for a long time that a race of giants lived on Earth, so here's another proof. Did you want to see the face of the main god of the pagan pantheon, the spirit of the largest planet in the solar system? So look at it. That's it. And it is useless to tell, and indeed so, that the clouds on Jupiter accidentally took this form. And what if you fly there again now? You won't see that face anymore. The image, well, it's too natural to brush it off. But this is not the first time that the solar system has demonstrated heads. Back in the 1970s, the media bypassed the photo of the Sphinx on Mars. And since then, a lot has been done to smooth out the impression of this photo somehow. Dozens of photos taken from a different angle have been published. On them, the pattern of rocks no longer looks like a head. But people believe in the mysterious and theories that humanity originated, or mankind originated on Earth, but a catastrophe took place there, and they moved to Earth, and the Egyptians were the first descendants, and they received support from those who arrived on Earth. Yeah, there are hypotheses like that, and of course scientists don't like them. But it is what it is. So the leader in the rating of faces, however, is our moon. After all, anyone without telescope sees pattern of its dark spots formed by lava fields when the full moon is out. Back in the 2nd century, the Greek scientist Plutarch wrote a book on the face of the moon, and although this is rather a summary of the knowledge achieved then about our natural satellite, rather than an attempt to interpret the face itself, it is characteristic that Plutarch called his treatises this way. Well, according to some, and I need to say it, we live in a world of illusions. So when scientists try to explain the abundance of faces around us, the first thing they remember is pareidolia. This is really an interesting effect. The brain, when not sure, loads itself with texture, so to say. The effect was formed even in our ancestors, apes, like some scientists believe. It walks through the forest and then it seems like there's a tiger in the thicket. It's better to run than to think. It is evolutionary more profitable to overdo it. So if there is just an image in your mind, but you think it's a tiger, you run. So human beings inherited it. And of course, we observe the face of Pharaoh, the Sphinx, or the face of Jupiter, and this way we kind of complete the drawing. Everything is so, but there are several objections. First, let's look at the fresh discovery of archaeologists. These are faces created by ancient men 2,000 years ago. Severe drought reveals more than 100 rock carvings in the Amazon tributary that may be up to 2,000 years old. The pre-Columbian engravings were found at a point in the Brazilian city of Manaus, where the Negro River dark water meets the murky current of the Amazon River. It is the tendency for perception to impose a meaningful interpretation on a nebulous stimulus, usually visual, so that one sees an object pattern or meaning where there is none. Pareidolia. Common examples are perceived images of animals, faces, or objects in cloud formations, seeing faces in inanimate objects, or lunar pareidolia like the man on the moon or the moon rabbit. We see the nose, the mouth, the eyes, and no one says this is pareidolia. Anyway, what about these discoveries in Brazil? Well, this is not pareidolia. And archaeologists tell us, because man made them, human being, that although, to tell the truth, the Martian Sphinx is more realistic than what you can see that was found in Brazil. Thus, based on our understanding of history, we decide for ourselves what is true and what seems. But there is a risk of falling into a trap. Here, your face was painted on Jupiter and you did not believe it. This is so with smartphones. Have you noticed that smart cameras and smartphones recognize faces even when there is no person? The picture is understandable, but make something anthropomorphic out of objects it recognizes. Of course, this is how we taught the smartphone, so we compiled algorithm. But if you think about it, it turns out that pareidolia turns out to be a kind of universal property of image analysis, and not only by our brain, but also by artificial brain. So in trying to find the aliens, to some, there is a risk of not noticing the obvious. And there is quite a lot of writing devoted to it. The criteria of reasonableness are based on the meager experience of our one and only species. And of course, scientists say that they're trying to overcome the limitation, but they're not the only ones. Thank you for your attention to my work. I'll bring you more interesting details about search for alien beings and whether it's pareidolia or not. If you can support my research, you'll find how to do it in the description to this video. Please like my videos and please tell others about my work. Thank you.